follow your passion is bullshit. That's an easy lie to tell if you're selling a get-rich-quick book or seminar. You're gonna get a lot of people enrolling for that if you tell them that you can make them rich by doing something that they want to do already. You will not sell tickets to your seminar if you say, hey, I'll make you rich, and the secret is go to school for 20 years and work hard and invest in the stock market for decades. Follow your passion is such an easy message, and also it's not provable one way or the other. So when someone succeeds, you can make the case that they followed their passion. Or if someone fails, you could make the case, ooh, but were you really passionate about this? I don't think so. Maybe you weren't following your passion after all. It's also an easy lie to tell if you're an industry leader who has made a ton of money. It's a great thing to say when you give a speech to people because it does not offend anyone. A lot of these people who are super rich, the truth is just they're smarter than all of us. They see the world differently in a way that makes more money, and maybe they were born with it, or maybe from a young age they read books or got certain educations that made them super smart. But as much as I think people without money want to believe that rich people only get rich by taking advantage of other people, that does not explain it all. Of course, those cases happen, but also a lot of really rich people are just super smart. But imagine if one of these super rich people is gonna be speaking somewhere. Because this happens a lot, right? If you're inviting a speaker to your work group, college education, or whoever, you're usually gonna pick the most successful person that you can find. That often means that they are the richest person or especially smart. And imagine one of these people goes up to give this speech in front of thousands of people and says, well, if you want to be rich, you can take it from me because I got rich. And the way I did it is that I'm smarter than all of you. That speech would not go well, right? And also it just feels wrong, and rich people, like everyone, want people to like them. So instead of ever saying I don't think you can be rich, I don't think you have the skills and it's not gonna happen for you. Instead, this lie of follow your passion and you'll get rich is a perfect fit for them. So now we have a scenario where there's two different groups of people who are both incentivized to tell this lie, even though the evidence does not bear it out. Steve Jobs from Apple, right? When he was doing his big college graduation speech early on that sort of put him on the map as a speaker, he gave the follow the passion speech. But that is not the truth about Steve Jobs. If you look at his childhood and his upbringing, you'll see that computers, this was not his passion. That was the passion of Steve Wozniak. But he was into meditation. He was into non-traditional thinking. He would go around the world like a nomad on different mind trips and retreats. And he only paired up with Wozniak to sell the computers to fulfill his real passion for doing this non-traditional thinking, quasi-religious, spiritual Eastern stuff, right? So then he gets good with the computers, so he can do more of that. He makes the most money with computers. He gets invited to speak, and what does he do? He tells people, follow your passion for success. Now, I'm not necessarily saying that Steve Jobs is a liar. I think something unique happens when instead you follow something that makes you money or you're good at. Right? See, he started out by selling the computers just at 50 a time, 100 a time. But then as they would sell out, he and Steve Wozniak started making more and more computers that they would sell more and more. And then when you do this, when you start making money to provide for your family and yourself, you start to get financial security. You don't worry about how the bills are going to be paid. You get rid of credit card debt. When all that stuff happens, believe me, you start to feel very good about whatever it is you are doing. And as you have more success, you develop a passion for the skill that you were first good at or is making you money. And this puts you in a great cycle where, in fact, you are making money from something you're passionate about. That part of it is right. The part that is not right is the causal relationship. The part that's not right is when you say, follow your passion. That passion will lead to the money. So much more often when you look at top leaders or anyone who has had success and you look at the stories of their childhood, what actually happens is first the success or the hard work or the money comes first, and then the passion follows. I used to be a writer, and I so badly wanted to have a New York Times bestseller, and I wrote a couple books and never got close. I went to law school and I got so excited to be a lawyer. I graduated, I passed the bar, and I imagined myself doing personal injury cases. And you can tell from these videos that I like to talk. I'm performative, so when people would ask, what type of lawyer do you want to be? I always wanted to be the type that would go into court, and that was very exciting to me. Then I came out to Las Vegas and got very excited about magic and magic tricks. I was creating magic tricks for David Copperfield and also just for every magician who does tricks, dentist magicians, hobbyist magicians. And at each step of the way, I was passionate about it. Then I started making videos for social media. I made them for Facebook. And look, this video that you're watching, hi there, by the way, I appreciate you watching. This video that you're watching probably has like 10 or 15 views. But a few years ago, I was doing videos on Facebook for a different reason that were getting hundreds of millions of views. And at every step of the way, whether it was the writing or the magic or the law or the video making, I could feel myself developing a passion for it the more that I got going. Now, the writing didn't work out so well, and I never practiced law, and the magic tricks, you sort of peak because the world of magic only goes so high. But the viral video world, it was so excited. I started off pretty indifferent to the whole thing. But then the more I did, the more excited I got about making the videos. And then I got better and better at making the videos to the point where a genuine passion developed. And it was a beautiful case of having good business success, doing something I was passionate about. But if I had only followed my passion, then I might be doing writing, doing law, trying to make some other thing work, even though I started to get evidence that maybe it wasn't a good fit for me. With the writing, I tried doing some books. They did not sell well. And I might have said, maybe if I just keep writing 6 or 7 more, I can do it. But the truth is, it was demoralizing to write a book and then it doesn't sell good. So I went to something else. And when I went to the law, I really enjoyed law school. But when I did a summer internship and I saw what it was like to, wake up at 6 in the morning and put on a suit in the hot day and go before a judge at 8 or 9 in the morning, I realized that would be a difficult way for me to live. So instead of fighting that uphill battle, I did another thing, and I kept changing different things until I found something that I was good at. That came first, and then the more I did it, the passion followed. There's nothing wrong with doing a job for money. And this is used to shame people in a lot of jobs. We'll just take, the thing that we're doing right now. This is a video on the internet that you're watching, right? When people would watch my videos on Facebook, I would hear them say, oh, this video sucks. You're just doing it for the money. This a lot of times came from other magicians in the magic community, where they say, you're not doing magic for the love of magic, despite the fact that I've been doing magic since I was 5 years old. And also, if your goal is to make money, magic is not the way to do it. All magicians, like 99.9% of magicians, broke, and then David Copperfield has a lot of money. That's pretty much the breakdown, right? So it would not have been a good path for money, but so many people said this is an insult. You're just doing this for money. And I hear this said about all different professions. This is used to criticize, let's say, lawyers, another former somewhat profession, right? I could have been a lawyer. But if you ask me what lawyer I want, and there's 2 lawyers to pick from, the question that I would not ask is, what is the reason that you're into law? The question that I would ask is, who is going to win the case for me? If I'm, let's say, wrongly accused for murder, or any case, we'll use that as an example though, or let me put it on you. If you were wrongly accused of murder, which lawyer do you want? The one who believes in truth and justice and is gonna fight tooth and nail for you? He believes you, he believes in the system, and he's just a bad lawyer and gonna lose the case. Or do you want the guy who's in it for the money and he's sleazy and you don't like the way he talks, but he is going to win the case for you? Because oftentimes in life, that's how it goes. We want the person who's in it for the right reasons to be better at the job, but oftentimes there's no relationships between these things, or sometimes there is an inverse relationship. I see this in magic where the people who are like wanting to do it just because they love magic, I see them perform and they are oftentimes not as good as the person who's like, yeah, it's my job. And there's nothing wrong with having a job and taking care of yourself and instead of putting that burden on someone else in society. There's nothing to be ashamed about if you have a partner, a significant other, kids, a family, and you want to work some job to provide for them. It's interesting. We don't shame some professions for working from the money. We don't say, you plumber, you don't care about tightening these pipes. You're just trying to get paid. You construction worker, you don't really want to operate this crane moving the beam, do you? You're in it for the wrong reasons. But there's just some professions where we expect something more, but there's nothing wrong with just taking all your energy, using it to provide for yourself and your loved ones, and you look at what you are good at and what is making you money, and then you develop a passion for that as you go. I hope that was helpful to you. Look, this is a new style of video for me. I'm talking a lot. I'm giving you a lot of my real thoughts, doing the news. But I'm curious what you think, because now you've watched for, 10 minutes or so, and this means you're curious, and I really want to get your opinion as to what sort of topics you might be curious to hear about. If there's anything in this video that was especially interesting or anything that wasn't interesting, let me know. And also, I hope you will follow my page here. This is a new venture. I'm doing a new style of videos. I would love to have you with me on the journey, so thank you for watching.